Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to study the 7th standard science chapter number 12, the muscular system and the digestive system and human being. In this chapter, inshallah, we are going to study about the following points. So here the introductory points of this chapter are the muscular system, type of muscles, digestive system, important glands of digestive system and the secretion and functions. Explanation. Muscular system. Muscles. Close your tightly and bend your arm at the elbow. Means if you are closing your hand at the elbow, so at that time you can feel the muscles movement that is in your hand. So here we will feel the hardness in the upper arm. This fleshy part consists of the muscles. Muscles are the bundles of fiber that can contract and relax as required. Muscles are the bundles of the fibers. Fibers means they are a tissue which are formed by the different fibers and then they are contracting and even relaxing as per the need of the body. So hence the muscles are the most important part which are helping in the movement and forming the muscular system in the human body. Muscles contract and relax as different part of our body move. Muscles gives us our body a specific shape and posture. Mutual relationship between muscles and the bones. Muscles are firmly attracted to the bones by means of tendons. When muscles contract, there is a movement at the joints and the bones move either nearer or away from each other. This means what? Now listen this is what I mean to tell you. Whenever we are going to move ourselves, so at that time, whenever it is necessary, we are making a movement as per the bones are having a joints in them. So simultaneously, the muscular part of our body is helping the moves and the bones to move properly. And because of the muscles are relaxing and contracting at the condition of a movement. So hence we are able to perceive our movement. The action of the muscle is necessary for all kinds of the movement. Here I led to those that demand great strength, as when chopping wood with an axe. Means closing of the eye and the opening of the eye is not so much harder movement, but these muscles are also moving than the chopping of the wood. Means here whenever we are going to chop the wood with the help of an axe, we are holding our muscles and we are holding the axe in our hand. So these hand muscles are able to move so faster than the eyelid. So that's why it is little bit harder kind of the movement where the muscles are continuously contracting and relaxing. We use muscles for various movements like talking, laughing, walking, jumping, throwing, etc. According to the movement and the types of movement, muscles are classified as number 1. As for the movement of the muscles are grouped under the two types, that is voluntary muscles and the involuntary muscles. Now what is the voluntary muscles? Working with our hands, walking, eating, etc. are the functions that depends upon our own will. So like that way the movements of the muscles are also happen when we want to move them. So that type of the muscles which are able to move with the will or the wish of a person are called as voluntary muscles. But here, like that with kicking, if you are going to kick a ball, you will be going to use the leg. For running also, you will use the leg. So movement in the muscles of the leg are the voluntary muscles. For examples, now it comes the involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles are those muscles which are produced because of the functioning, means in the function of the involuntary muscles, there is no wish or a will of the person will be have any interference. मीन्स यहाँ पर क्या बता रहा है आपको कि जब तक कि किसी भी पर्सन की विल और विश पर काम नहीं करेंगे तो हम उसे इनवॉलंटरी मसल्स कहेंगे. लाइक दैट वे वी आर ब्रीदिंग, we are having a blood circulation goes on in a body, as well as we are having a digestion and the other vital functions in the body, which are not at all going to be by the wish of a person. Means if we want to digest our food within 2 minutes, it can be happen? No, it cannot be happen. So similar way, the brain functions by its own, है ना? The heart functions by its own wish or a will. So at that time, the person's will or a wish not have any interference in the working of these muscles. So that's why these muscles are called as involuntary muscles. Involuntary means they are not in a control, and voluntary means they are in a control. Control means when we are able to move, when we are willing, then only we are making the movement of those muscles. But in the involuntary kind of the muscles, there is no wish or a will, means if we are moving or not, we are willing or not, these muscles are going to be perform their own work. Like heart. Heart is always pumping the blood. Though it's a wish of a person or not the wish of a person, then to the heart will be always going to pump the blood. Similar way, we are going to breathe anyhow. Though sleeping, though walking, though dancing, every time we are breathing. So breathing takes place with the help of our lungs. So at that time, the lungs will be called as the involuntary muscles, which are not in the control of a person. So like that way, we can say that the involuntary muscles are not at all dependent upon our own wish or a will. For example, muscles of the stomach, intestine and the heart. There are different types of the muscles. So let us study the muscle system. So skeletal muscles. The two ends of each of these bones of the skeleton together and giving shape of our body. They are responsible for the holding. Now here, skeletal muscles are those type of muscles which are exactly present near the bones and connecting the other type of the muscles. Means these two muscles, which are called as the skeletal muscles, are able to hold the bones together. मतलब ये कि आपकी दो bones को एक साथ जोड़ने में यानी join करने के टाइम पर वहाँ पर जो है वो present होते हैं और bones को एक दूसरे से जोड़ने में बहुत help करते हैं. तो ऐसे muscles को जो है skeletal muscle कहते हैं. Now comes the heart or a cardiac muscles. These cardiac muscles are special type of the muscles which are having a special function of contraction and the relaxation. Means whenever the heart pumps out the blood, so at that time it is just take the beats because of its contraction and the relaxation. मतलब heart जो है वो एक बार सिकुड़ता है और एक बार फैलता है. तो जब ये फैलता है तो हम उसे क्या कहते हैं? relaxation. And when it is contract, मतलब जब वो सिकुड़ता है तो तब हम उसे क्या कहते हैं? contraction. So that is why the heart muscle or the cardiac muscles are the special type of muscles which are able to perform their contraction and the relaxation by the alternatives. मतलब एक बार वो सिकुड़ेगा तो अगली बार वो क्या करेगा? रिलैक्स होगा, फिर उसके बाद वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा, रिलैक्स होगा. लाइक दैट वे इट गोज ऑन. Now whenever the see here the blood is coming inside the heart, so its movement is as in the video you have seen that the blood is coming inside. So if the blood is coming inside, definitely the heart is what? Becoming relaxed. And when the blood is going out of the heart, it is contracts. मतलब जब जो है हार्ट में जो है ब्लड आता है सर्कुलेशन के टाइम पर, तो जो है हार्ट रिलैक्स हो जाता है, और जब जो है ब्लड जो है बाहर निकलता है, हार्ट से पंप्ड आउट होता है, तो तब जो है हार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाता है, और ये जो है कंटिन्यूसली चलते ही रहता है। तो इस तरह से जो हार्ट जो है एक टाइम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिलैक्स होते रहता है कंटिन्यूसली 70 times per minute. So that's why our rate of a heartbeat is 70 times in a 1 minute, that is per minute. Now the next one is smooth muscles. These muscles are present in the internal organs other than the heart. Their movements are involuntary and slow. Various functions of our body are carried out by these muscles. For example, muscles of the stomach, intestine, blood vessels and uterus. These muscles are the special type of muscles which are called as the smooth muscle. Smooth, why it is called as a smooth? Because they are having a proper smoothing structure, hence they are called as a smooth muscles. Getting me? Why they are supposed to be called as a smooth one? Because they are having a proper smooth structure, and then they are able to perform the different functions when they are located in the different parts of the body, especially in the kidneys, especially in the kind of the liver, stomach, then intestine, large intestine, and even in the lungs also. So these all are the organs which I have counted here. These all are having the smooth muscles in them, because of which these all the internal organs are able to perform their work very well. And these all the smooth muscles are involuntary type of muscles, means they are working without the wish of the individual, animal or the human. Muscle in our body always works in the groups. Means why they are always works in the group here? Because they are attached together. The whole body is controlled by the brain. So hence all the type of the muscles are worked under the group or in a team. When muscles contracts, other muscles of the same group relaxes. Means one time, so one muscle if it is contracting, the other muscle is going to be relaxed. Like that way we can say that the muscle on the front of the bone in our upper arm is called the biceps. These are the biceps. Biceps means आपके जो ऊपर के हाथ के जो मसल्स होते हैं उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? बाइसेप्स कहते हैं, है ना? So the boys are doing the gym and they are making their biceps. Biceps means the muscles which are present at the upper part of the hand, upper arm. समझा? तो यानी ऊपर के जो हाथ होते हैं ना, यानी ये जो कंधे के नीचे वाला हिस्सा होता है, तो वहां के जो पार्ट होते हैं मसल्स मतलब सिंपली हम लोग जो गोश का पार्ट बोलते हैं ना बॉडी का, so that are called as a muscle. So if we are having a muscle, so upper part of the muscle in the upper arm is called as a biceps. So these muscles, if the one muscle is contracting, the other will be relaxed. So in the next movement, whenever it happens, so the first one have contracted first one, so that's why it will be again going to relax. मतलब vice versa, अगर पहले वाला जो मसल है वो रिलैक्स हुआ है तो वो नेक्स्ट टाइम पे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा, और जो सेकेंड वाला है मतलब वाइस वर्सा होता रहेगा इस तरह से. The muscles at the back is called the triceps. Triceps means what? The muscles of the back, मतलब आपके जो बॉडी के पीछे पार्ट के, यानी जो आपका बैक पार्ट होता है उसके जो मसल्स है उन सभी को हम क्या कहते हैं? ट्राइसेप्स कहते हैं. Muscles of our body must be strong and efficient. Efficient means they are able to perform the lot of the work. So that's why these muscles should be very efficient, means immediately we can perform our work. So that's why these muscles are to be strong and they should be efficient. मतलब हम लोग उतना काम जो है जल्दी से कर सके. Our diet must include proteins and carbohydrates in sufficient quantity for the proper growth and repair of the muscles. We must get regular exercise too. Now here what it is coming here, for the proper growth and development of the muscle system, we are supposed to take the good kind of the diet and even the physical exercises necessary, because the muscles have to be very stronger and have to be efficient in their work. Means immediately we are supposed to perform a work. मतलब जो है बहुत से लोग जो है lazy होते हैं. क्यों lazy होते हैं? Because they are unable to respond so faster, because their muscular system is so lazy. So that's why we are supposed to improve our health by taking the good kind of the proteinaceous diet and the carbohydrate diet, as well as we are supposed to take the juices, fruits and everything to enhance the or to strengthen the muscular system. Now let us go with the next part of the chapter, that is digestive system. Conversion of a food into a soluble form and its absorption into the blood is called a digestion. Now what is meant by the digestion? Digestion is a process in which the food consumption occurs, and when it occurs as a consumption, so at that time that consumption helps to digest the food in the stomach, and from the digestive food the all nutritive materials are absorbed in the intestine, and then it is mixing in the blood to give the energy. So that whole process is called as the digestion. Now digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. Here during the functioning of the digestion, the lots of the components are there which are forming the different functions in the digestion. So these all the internal organ are forming a wonderful track. Track मतलब एक रास्ता, एक जो है पूरा कंटिन्यूसली एक रास्ता बनाते हैं ये सारे ऑर्गन्स मिलके. तो इस रास्ते को क्या कहते हैं? एलिमेंट्री कैनाल कहते हैं. और इसमें जो है सिर्फ ये रास्ते में जो है बहुत सारे डाइजेस्टिव ग्लैंड्स होते हैं जो अपने सेक्रीशंस की वजह से डाइजेशन को प्रॉपर हेल्दी रखते हुए बहुत जल्दी के उसमें कंप्लीट करते हैं, बहुत ठीक तरह से प्रॉपरली कंप्लीट करते हैं. तो आइए हम देखते हैं कि किस तरह से जो है डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम कंप्लीट होता है. Digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and the digestive gland. So here the total length of the alimentary canal is about the 9 meter. The main part of the digestive system are the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach and small intestine. Now here you are able to see that there are so many different parts have been shown to you. Now this kind of the what I am telling you, this actually the digestion starts from the mouth. As soon as we are eating a loaf of a food, so it is just going inside the mouth, and the mouth is cutting into its smaller part by the chewing action, है ना. हम दांत से जो है किसी भी फूड को चबाते हैं, उसको प्रॉपरली चीव करते हैं. तो इसलिए कर पाते हैं क्योंकि हमारे जो दांत उसमें हेल्प करते हैं. देन साइड बाय साइड वी आर हैविंग अ टंग, है ना. सो विच गेट्स द टेस्ट ऑफ द फूड. देन आफ्टर दैट इट इज जस्ट passes through the throat region where it comes the pharynx. Then after the pharynx it just goes to the esophagus, and then after the esophagus it is just going downside to the stomach. There it is the process takes place as a churning and making it into the fine paste, and from the fine paste it just goes down to the small intestine, and in the small intestine large amount of the all nutritive material from the food is absorbed, and then it is sent to the large intestine, and then to the rectum, and then to the anus. From the anus it goes away from the body, or it is discarded from the body. So like that way the whole digestive system takes place in the human being. Now let us go with the each part in the detail. The salivary glands, liver and the pancreas are the digestive glands connected to the digestive canal or alimentary canal. Now first of all the salivary glands. Where are these glands are present, and what are these salivary glands? whenever we are in salivary glands are present in the buccal or the oral cavity or simply in the mouth. In the scientific language, the mouth is never called as a mouth. It will be called as a oral cavity or a buccal cavity. Am I clear? The oral cavity or the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity or the oral cavity starts from the mouth and it is reaching to the throat region. From the mouth to the throat region, the buccal cavity or the oral cavity or the mouth present. Then in the mouth, in the inner lining of the cheek, हमारे मुंह के अंदर हमारा जो गाल होता है ना, उसके अंदर की तरफ से यानी inner lining of the cheeks, we are having a salivary glands which are responsible to produce saliva when we are getting taste of anything on the tongue. मतलब जैसे ही हम जबान पर कोई चीज रखते हैं तो उसकी वजह से जो है, उसके टेस्ट की वजह से जो है, जो सलाइवरी ग्लैंड्स हमारे यानी गाल के अंदर की तरफ से जो है प्रेजेंट होते हैं, तो ये क्या करते हैं, उस चीज का टेस्ट लेते ही साथ जो है हमारे मुंह में सलाइवा यानी कि थूक बनाते हैं. सलाइवा जो है एक्चुअली ये एक तरह का गैस्ट्रिक जूस है. गैस्ट्रिक जूस मतलब ये एक तरह का पानी जैसा होता है. तो इसके अंदर जो है बहुत सारे स्मॉलर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जिसे हम एंजाइम्स कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? एंजाइम्स. सो दीज एंजाइम्स आर हेल्पफुल in the biting and the chewing action and they are able to make the food as a moist soft lump. मतलब आप जो है कभी आपको आप चबाते रहते हो और कभी कुछ आपके मुंह में आ जाता है तो आप उसको निकाल करके फेंकते हो, तो तभी आपने देखा होगा कि आपका जो माउथ में जो लोफ था वो बहुत ही सॉफ्ट मॉइस्ट हो जाता है. व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ द presence of the saliva in the mouth with the help of a salivary gland. So that is why the salivary gland is the most important gland which are present in the buccal or the oral cavity to release the large amount of saliva during the biting and chewing action. Now let us go with the liver. Liver is the second most important digestive gland which is a little bit bigger in the size and it is releasing the gastric juices, even the digestive juices in the form of bile salts or bile solutions. These bile solutions are able to break down the food particles into the smaller and smaller parts and hence the food can be easily digested. Similar way, the pancreas is also able to release large amount of the salivary amylase or the other kind of the enzymes which are responsible for the digestion of the food. Different organs of the digestive system systematically perform their function of the digestion. Now there are so many different parts in the digestive system, so they all are able to perform their own work. At each stage there is a different organ which performs a specific role. Now here comes the one is a teeth. The process of digestion begins with the function of the teeth. The types of a teeth are different ones. So here we are going to learn the name of the teeth by each one. Now see here, the first type of the teeth are incisors, then canines, then premolars and the molars. Incisors are the frontal teeth. Incisors are the frontal teeth. फ्रंटल टीथ मतलब क्या? आपके जो सामने के दांत होते हैं, जो स्पेशली किसी किसी के बड़े होते हैं, किसी किसी के छोटे होते हैं. सो दीज टीथ एट द अपर जॉ एंड द लोअर जॉ बोथ आर फ्रॉम द फ्रंटल साइड, दे आर कॉल्ड एज इंसिसर्स. देन सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द type of the teeth are canines. Canines are the teeth which are present at the sideways. मतलब आपके जो सामने से हटकर, जरा सा हट करके आपके जो साइड के दांत होते हैं ऊपर और नीचे के जॉ में, उनको हम कहते हैं कैनाइंस. स्पेशली आपने देखे होंगे कि डॉग्स का जो माउथ होता है उसमें अगर आप ओपन करके देखते हो, या कैट्स के जो होते हैं कि उनके कैनाइंस जो है यानी दो दांत जो है उनके बहुत बड़े और एकदम दिखाई देते तेज, है ना. पॉइंटेड होते हैं, तो जैसे उनके होते हैं हमारे नहीं होते, बट वी आर हैविंग सच टीथ एज अ कैनाइन टीथ विच आर प्रेजेंट इन द sideways. Getting? Then after that the next part is coming as a premolars. Premolar type of the teeth are those type of teeth which are present here at the sides of the lips. मतलब आप जो है माउथ को स्माइलिंग में अगर खोलते हो तो आपके जितने टीथ जो है 2 या 2 4 टोटल 4 टीथ होते हैं जो आपको स्माइल करने पर साइड वेज में थोड़ा सा खुलते हुए दिखाई देते हैं. सो दीज टीथ आर कॉल्ड एज प्रीमोलार्स. व्हाट दे आर कॉल्ड एज प्रीमोलार्स. सो हियर द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द type of teeth is molars. Molars are the teeth which are present in exactly at the sideways in both the jaws and they are helping in the चीविंग एक्शन. मतलब स्लोली जो है किसी भी चीज को प्रॉपरली बाइट करने में जो है चीव करने में जो है मोलार्स हेल्प करते हैं. देन प्री मोलार्स आर एबल टू चीव द लार्ज लोफ ऑफ मतलब जो भी हमारा मुंह में खाना है उसको जो है प्री मोलार्स भी जो है करते हैं. और कैनाइन्स जो है या इंसिसर्स जो है हम उनसे किसी भी चीज को बाइटिंग लेते हैं. कैनाइन्स जो है वो टफ टीथ होते हैं, बहुत ही हार्ड टीथ होते हैं, तो ये जो है आपकी टफ डाइट को खाने में आपको हेल्प करते हैं. Each tooth is covered by a hard substance called enamel. Enamel is made up of calcium salt. Now here the enamel is a type of the substance which is having a coating on the tooth. So your saliva contains an enzyme called ptyalin or salivary amylase. The ptyalin or a salivary amylase. As I have said you, the salivary amylase is an enzyme or the microorganism which is present inside the saliva and have the work of the biting and chewing the or breaking down the food in the mouth. मतलब यहाँ पर जो है सलाइवरी अमाइलेस या टाइलिन करके जो है एक तरह का एंजाइम्स होता है. ये माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्मिक होते हैं और बहुत ही छोटे होते हैं, तो ये जो है हमारे फूड को माउथ के अंदर बहुत अच्छे से चीविंग करने में हेल्प करते हैं. Now the next comes as ptyalin converts starch into the sugar called maltose. Now the enzymes. There are so many different enzymes. There are substances secreted in the body of an organism which brings about the digestion in the chemical reaction. They act as a catalyst. These are a specific type of proteins. Now listen here. Again I am repeating about the enzymes. Enzymes are the type of the substances which are able to break down the simpler substances. मीन्स यहाँ पर क्या बता रहा है कि एंजाइम्स जो है वो एक तरह के ऐसे कॉम्बिनेशंस होते हैं, ये केमिकली एक्टिव होते हैं और हमारे फूड को जो है बहुत ही सिंपल पार्ट्स में और बहुत ही छोटे पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करने में हेल्पफुल होते हैं, जिसकी वजह से जो है डाइजेशन बहुत प्रॉपर और बहुत एग्जैक्टली अच्छा होता है. And they are acting as a catalyst. Catalyst means the substance that are exactly responsible to make the process faster or slower. So that is called as a catalyst. Catalyst का मतलब यहाँ पर हम आपको ये बताना चाहेंगे कि जैसे आप शरबत बनाते हो तो आप स्पून यूज करते हो ना, है ना. You are using the spoon to stir the all ingredients of the or all to mix well with the spoon. So here like a spoon, the enzymes are also helping to faster the process of digestion. So these are the special type of living proteins. Living proteins, why they are called as living proteins? Because they are living in their nature as well as they are present inside the human being in the digestive tract. Now it comes the mouth. Digestion of a food begins in the mouth. Food is chewed with the help of the teeth into the very smaller pieces. Then the salivary glands, saliva is produced in the salivary glands in the mouth with the help of our tongues located in front of the ear, near the pharynx and below the tongue. Now it comes the pharynx and the throat. The esophagus and the trachea opens into the tubular structure. It's a tube esophagus and trachea opens into the pharynx. Now what is a pharynx? Pharynx is a part where the throat starts. मतलब जो आपका जो थ्रोट है ना, आपकी जो ये पार्ट की आप जब बात करते हो तो आपको यहाँ पर कुछ वाइब्रेशन फील होता है आपके थ्रोट पे, तो ये जो पार्ट है आपका फैरिंग्स होता है. ये फैरिंग्स जो है ट्रैकिया और ईसोफैगस का कंबाइनिंग पार्ट होता है. यानी यहाँ पर जैसे ही ट्रैकिया खत्म होता है तो वहां से जो है आपका ईसोफैगस जो है वो स्टार्ट होता है. सो लाइक दैट वे इट इज द कॉमन पैसेज. Now it comes the esophagus. It is a tube leading from the pharynx to the stomach. Now यहाँ पर जो है throat region के बाद से pharynx से शुरू होते हुए एक smaller ट्यूब होता है जो खाने को ले जाने का काम करता है. कहाँ पर? स्टमक में. तो इस तरह से the means here esophagus is a kind of the tube which is carrying the food material from the throat to the stomach. Then it comes the liver. The liver is the largest gland in the body and its main function is to storage of the glucose. The gallbladder is situated below the liver. It stores the bile and the digestive juices which helps in the digestion of the fats. Now let us go with the pancreas. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juices that contains various enzymes. Now what are the enzymes? The large sac like part of the alimentary canal is called the stomach. Now these gastric juices of the stomach are helpful in the digestion. Three components of the gastric juices are hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus. Now what are these? These are the chemical composition of the gastric juices in which the hydrochloric acid and the pepsin and the mucus are present, which are helpful in the digestion process of the food. Mainly proteins are digested in the stomach. The food becomes semi-solid and slowly pushed into the small intestine. Small intestine. The small intestine is about 6 meters long. Most of the digestion and absorption of the food takes place in the small intestine. The three different juices are mixed with the food in the small intestine. Now there are three different juices. Means what? Again pepsin, then mucus and the last one is hydrochloric acid. These all three are mixing in the small intestine where they are able to digest the food or making it into the simpler parts. Absorption into the blood of nutrient obtained by the digestion of the food. Now here the two parts are shown to you, that is jejunum and ileum. Ileum and the jejunum are the two parts of the small intestine where the absorption of the nutritive materials are carrying forward. So here it also occurs in the small intestine as I have showed you. Now it comes the large intestine. The large intestine is about 1.5 meter long. Only water is absorbed in the large intestine and remaining part is filled with the... Now a small part called as the appendix is attached to the large intestine. Now here what it is I am showing you. I am mean to tell you that in the large intestine it is just a smaller one as compared to the small intestine, but it is able to store the large amount of the fecal matter in it. So hence it is responsible. After that it is the anus. So through the anus the large amount of unwanted food material which is not good for the health is removed through the body. Important glands of the digestive system and their functions and the secretions. So let us know about the digestive glands. Now here, mouth, salivary gland. In the mouth, what is present? Salivary gland is present, and what they secrete? Saliva and xylem. That is salivary amylase. And what they are doing? They are doing the conversion of the starch into the maltose. Now it comes the stomach, gastric wall, then gastric juices like hydrochloric acid and a pepsin and the mucus. To make the food acidic, breakdown of proteins. Proteins to protect the inner linings of the stomach. Now it comes the liver, that is bile. And then to make the food alkaline, to convert large fat proteins into the small ones. So that is nothing but the liver. Pancreas, pancreatic juices, trypsin, lipase and amylase. Pancreas releases the many more number of the secretions, that is pancreatic juice, trypsin, lipase and amylase, to convert the proteins into the amino acids, and these amino acids then turn into the nutritive material. So from there the other nutritive substances can be absorbed. So here to convert the fats to fatty acids and glycerol. Now it is also having a process of, or the function of, the absorption of the fatty acids and the conversion of the glycerols. To convert the carbohydrates into the simple sugar. Now, small intestine, intestinal juices. To convert proteins into the amino acids. To convert carbohydrates to glucose. To convert fats into the fatty acids and glycerols. Now, effect of tobacco, alcohol, smoking on the digestive system. Now, let us go with the unhealthy habits. If we consume any tobacco products, the mouth, pharynx, alimentary canal, other organs of the digestive system cannot function properly. The condition further processes into cancer, leading to death. The consumption of tobacco is harmful for the digestive system. So that's why it should be avoided. Salivary gland, liver and pancreas are the digestive gland connected to the alimentary canal. Different organs of the digestive system systematically perform the functions of the digestion. So here the last part of the chapter is muscles are bundles of the fiber that can contract and relax. And then after that, the action of a muscle is necessary for all kind of the movements. They are of two types, voluntary and involuntary muscles. Skeletal muscles, heart or a cardiac muscle, smooth muscles are the different types of the muscular system. Conversion of the food into a soluble form and its absorption into the blood is called as a digestion. The digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and the digestive gland. Its main parts are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. The liver is the largest gland in the body. Its main function is to store the glucose. Fats are digested in the liver. So here we have completed our chapter number 12. Inshallah in the next video we are going to meet with the next chapter. अब तक के लिए इतना ही. आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि चैनल को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. अस्सलामु अलैकुम, जज़ाकल्लाहु खैर.